Hi, my name is Black Aram and I'm a content creator on beauty, hair, fragrance, everything beautiful, everything lovable, everything likable. I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel and become a member of this community where we get to just share all the beautiful things, fragrance, hair, beauty, fashion, all of it. So I have come up with a wish list. At this point, my wish list is like from here to Johannesburg. I have a very long wish list that ranges from fragrances to beauty products to clothing, handbags, shoes. The list is endless at this point. But the focus of today is fragrances. And in particular, I want to talk about my wish list for winter fragrances. I've never really come across like a campaign per se where they're like particularly marketing a fragrance as a winter fragrance. I've always seen like the spring summer ones, and we all know the florals, the citruses and all that, but I've never really seen in particular intentionally where they've done a fragrance that was like directed at it being like a winter fragrance. It's like almost like there's so much you can do, but like there is so much that you can do. It's not just about there's only so much you can do, but like there's so much to work with. Obviously the spicy, woody fragrances would probably be the most prominent for the winter, but I mean there are spicy, sweet fragrances also for the summer. But yeah, I think I want to start off with something that with a fragrance that I never liked initially. It was just not it. Like I did not like it at all. I didn't even understand like what was the idea behind it. There was the story, I knew the story behind it, but like I just didn't understand like what's the idea behind you making something that smells like this. And that is Zadig and Voltaire's This Is Her, the original This Is Her. It was launched, I think in 2014 or 2015, but I think I remember it to be 2014. I first saw it on, I believe it's Grazia magazine. The beauty editor of that magazine went to Paris. Yes, Paris, because I think that's where the brand is from. Went to Paris. There was a launch party. Basically, that's what she was going there for. And the description of the fragrance from the brand was that it was to emulate a leather jacket. Like if a leather jacket was to be a fragrance in a bottle, this is how it would smell. And obviously we all know the references of leather jackets and rock stars, because that was also part of the story of the jacket, of the fragrance. What I don't like about it, I think it was a nutmeg note, because I do know that it has nutmeg. A UK content creator, I think her name was Joyce. She doesn't do videos anymore, so I would have linked the video, but she doesn't do fragrance videos anymore. She was talking about it, and she said that I think bergamot was like part of the profile of every Zadig and Voltaire fragrance. At that point, I think they only had the This Is Her and the bells. This Is Her bell. This is something. It was a pink bottle that had like a pink and a chartreuse gradient to it, and the men's one was the blue with the chartreuse gradient. So when I smelled the pink bottle one, I loved that one. I didn't expect to like it, considering how much I did not like the This Is Her, the original. And I felt like, I could have just went to this shop and just bought nutmeg and just smelled that. I didn't really need it as a fragrance. It was just too much. It overpowered the fragrance to the point where that's all you could smell, and you couldn't really get much of anything else. So I smelled that one, I liked it, and I was like, no. But earlier this year, I smelled the original This Is Her, and I was like, this whole time, this is good. But then I strongly suspect that they reformulated the fragrance, because number one, the nutmeg is super toned down. It's still very prominent, still very strongly prominent, but it's not as overly potent and just overkill. And you get more of the other notes coming through, and I love it so much now. I'm like, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I wanted. And now it's more soapy. It's a bit of the woodiness is coming out. It's fresh. It's clean. The nutmeg is still there, and I like it now. I really love how they did it now. That's what I'm saying. I strongly suspect that they reformulated it because it does not smell anything like how it did the first two times that I smelled it. And on top of that, the bottle is no longer like a complete opaque white. You could still see, like you can see now the liquid inside the bottle. Before you couldn't. They've changed a little bit the bottle and the smell of it. The smell of it is very different. I'm happy about that. I really am. Let me try and see if I can find any notes of it, because I don't think I have the notes for the fragrance. As nutmeg. It's fresh, clean, and soapy. It looks like it has whipped cream here, which is a note I don't remember being there to begin with. Jasmine, I believe that's jasmine. And okay, let me not guess anymore, but it's an incredible fragrance. I enjoy it now. I like it, and I can't wait to have it like as part of my arsenal. Jasmine d'Eau by Lancome. I've never smelled it. I've never smelled it, but I think I would like it. I mean, it has peach, it's white peach, jasmine tea, bergamot, and plum blossom. Now, I love jasmine. It's one of my favorite floral notes when it comes to fragrances. I love how peaches smell. They smell so, especially when like it's white flesh peaches and they're juicy. But I also love the orange ones, the yummy, jammy golden note. Ooh, it smells so good. I love how tea smells. Bergamot as well. I can't wait to smell it. It sounds like a great fragrance. It looks like it'll smell really good. Probably might not be a winter fragrance, but I like it. I like it enough to consider it could possibly work. I don't know. Kayali's Invite Only Ember 23. The reason why I picked this one is because it has a bit of spices, it has tobacco, and it sounds like it'll be a great fragrance in the winter. Like I wouldn't necessarily say it's a winter fragrance because I don't know, I haven't smelled it, but I don't think they also market it as a winter fragrance, but it sounds like it smells incredible. It has cinnamon, it has tobacco, it has amber, as well as cherries. Now, we all know that vanilla, cherry, pistachio, vanilla, cherry, and pistachio were like the biggest fragrance notes of 2023, and they pretty much crossed over into 2024. This year, I still think we're still vanilla forward, but I'd say on the second level of popularity were definitely tobacco, honey as well, and I'll just leave it at that because that's all I can think of right now. But tobacco and tobacco and honey were also major fragrance note trends of 2023. There was also a lot of gourmand fragrances that dropped last year. Those were like the most popular fragrance notes I could say that I saw in a lot of fragrances that came out last year. Some of these didn't come. Some of these have been around. Some did come out recently. It's just a match. It's not really a particular like timeline based kind of wish list. So it seems like, and everybody talks about Kayali fragrances, like how great they are. When I first heard of Kayali, I was just like, I don't know. I wasn't like, I didn't feel any particular kind of way. I was just like, interesting. We'll see. And Mona, when she dropped it with the association of Huda Beauty, which obviously helped push the brand. But like, I wasn't really sure. I think I was a bit skeptical because it wasn't coming from like Huda Beauty, the brand itself. It was coming from like Mona starting her own thing from scratch, and not like also like from like a known brand launching fragrances. So I was just like, okay, we'll see. Eventually it grew super traction. Like right now, it's one of the most popular brands right now, probably top 10, if not top 5. So I'm excited to smell the perfumes. I haven't smelled them yet, but I hope I will soon. Yum Pistachio is one of them. Eden Juicy Apple is one of them. The Lychee something, Love Cherry Fest, I believe that's another fragrance. I can't wait to smell those. And there was one also, it was Vanilla 28, I believe. Yeah, that's one of the most popular ones. Like that one I'm really interested in smelling. And I hope I'll be able to do that soon. Another one on the list. Next up on the list, I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just really just mentioning them as I go. Victor and Rolf's Ruby Orchid. Now, a Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid. I don't know the original Flower Bomb. I haven't smelled it. Did I? Ooh. Okay, I'm not sure. I think I smelled something of a flower bomb, but I'm not really sure which flower bomb it was. But this one is Ruby Orchid. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it until I was like, because I just saw it mostly as just the bottle. I never really fully captured the name. But like when I was like Orchid, I'm like, okay, Orchid is another favorite fragrance note of mine. It smells incredible. So I was like, okay, but there's a huge potential that I might like it. The note of it's orchid, it's peach, it's vanilla, and I believe wine. Yeah, it has a boozy note. When I smelled it in store earlier this year, I believe, I liked it. I liked it so much, and I didn't necessarily expect it to smell the way that it did. It smelled slightly a bit dense, a bit syrupy, thickish, and I was like, okay, I didn't expect it to smell like this. I thought it was a bit more sort of lighter, not necessarily in a fresh or airy kind of a way, but just a bit lighter than what it was. But I was so glad that it smells the way that it does. It smells so gorgeous, and it's one of those fragrances that I see it working like through any season, not just like winter, summer, autumn, but like I think it'll also be a really great fragrance for the autumn, winter. Another fragrance is Byredo. I don't know, because they pronounce Byredo. Yeah, okay, let me say that. Rouge Chaotique, saffron, grapes, chocolate. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but it has probably a chocolate dessert. It looks like chocolate fudge. I made the mistake of not capturing the notes. I just got like the shot of the fragrance with the pictures of the notes and not necessarily like the written description of the notes. It seems like it smells nice. I mean, winter for me, obviously. I mean, in obvious sense, spices make sense, but chocolate as well, and strong, like bold, heavy woods as well. This one seems like it will be great winter fragrance. Like it will smell really good. I love chocolate, but I will be honest, I never really 100% thought of chocolate like in a fragrance note. I was just like, I don't know if they're gonna make it right, because like I don't necessarily just want to just smell too synthetic, because cocoa smells freaking amazing. It just doesn't taste great without sugar, but it smells so good, so good. Especially particular cocoa that I like to smell is by Antigua. Ooh, it's rich. It's very rich. The flavor, the aroma, intensely rich, mouth-watering. It's gorgeous. So if I smell a fragrance that has a chocolate note, I would want the chocolate to smell like that. Narciso Rodriguez Musk Noir Rose. Now, I want to talk about this one. When I smelled this one, it was nothing like what I expected. Because if you know anything about Narciso Rodriguez fragrances, they have sort of like a base of musk in them. Like the foundation note of it is musk. Because the first two fragrances that dropped were musk forward. Narciso Rodriguez for her, and for her noir. I did not like the noir version. The spiciness and then the musk together, it just choked me out. And I thought like, okay, maybe I'll grow more into it, but yeah, I still don't like it. It's just too spicy. I'm not really a fan of spicy fragrances, but I've recently had an experience where I'm like, okay, if spices were done like this, then sign me up. I wouldn't mind having it like that, which is a fragrance I will talk about in this video. So I was just like, I don't know what to expect with it, but when I smelled it, ooh, it was gorgeous. It has a beautiful sweet berry, dark berry note. Let me just mention the main accords that are in this fragrance. It's musky, vanilla, fruity, sweet, powdery, rose, tuberose. It has tuberose and rose, white florals, soft spicy, and malic. It is a soft spicy, which is why I was like, okay, I wasn't sure about it, because I was like, I smelled a little bit of the spiciness, but I was like, ugh. So I smelled it again. I was like, okay, let me give it a real chance. Smelled it again, the spiciness, the sweet fruity notes, and it has this beautiful, it's not mentioned here, but it has this gorgeous like smoky note. It's very soft. It's not an intense kind of smoky note, but like it's there. You can smell it. It's so beautiful, blends so well with the fruity notes, and the rose is also incredibly gorgeous. I appreciate that the musk is there, but like the base focus of the fragrance is more of the rose than it is the musk, like it has been with other fragrances by Narciso Rodriguez. So I really, really, really like this one. It was an incredibly amazing surprise. It's also a fragrance that I think could be cross seasonal. I mean, you can literally wear it in pretty much every other season, but I really, really like it for the winter. It's just the way that it smells. I think it would bring like a nice difference to a winter fragrances. I like being like super just spice forward, but like it has spice. It's a little bit spicy. It's a little bit smoky. It's rosy. It's sweet. It's just really, really great. This one is called Fève Gourmand by Guerlain. Now, I first saw this one in a vlog. Yes, in a vlog by Monroe Steele. Really, really love her content. She does fashion, and she talked about it. She says it smells chocolate, rum. I think she might have mentioned spicy, because here it says the main accords are cocoa, cacao, rum, warm, spicy, sweet, and woody. She was like, it smells really good, it smells gorgeous, it smells sexy. So when I heard the notes, I'm like, okay, I like it. You know, I have this thing where I can sometimes just by like reading fragrance notes be able to be like, okay, I think if I smelled this one, I would really, really like this fragrance. And then there'll be those where I'm just like, I might not like that and end up liking it, or there'll be ones where I'm like, oh, I would really love that. I think I'm gonna love it if I smell it, and then end up just like, yeah, not so much, or maybe being like underwhelmed by it. But Guerlain is like that brand where I feel like they might possibly be that brand that makes my favorite fragrances, because I'm not gonna lie, like every time when I read the notes of their fragrances and I look at them, I'm just like, it looks like it smells so good. This one is another one also by Guerlain. It's tobacco honey. Now, a little history on tobacco. I don't like the smell of cigarettes. Cannot stand them. Cannot, will not. But the first time I smelled tobacco, it was pure tobacco leaves. I think it was around 2018. When I smelled that tobacco, it smelled moist. It smelled amberish in a way. It smelled warm, rich, woody in a sense, but like it kind of it has a very strong reminiscence to rooibos. It smells quite similar. Probably you can smell the hint of the tobacco-ness in it, like kind of like almost the similar one you would get in a cigarette. Not burning, just a cigarette. But it's stronger, more like it's almost like even the look of it, it was red in color, kind of like rooibos, just a bit brighter than the rooibos, a bit more fiery and brighter. So they smell very similar, but like you can smell the difference. You'd be able to smell like, okay, this is clearly rooibos, this is clearly tobacco. I hated the idea of smelling tobacco until I smelled that one, and I was like, okay, my mind has been changed now. So this one has main accords of it's sweet, honey, vanilla, tobacco, oud, floral, warm, spicy, amber, and powdery. Now, this one is one of the ones that I'm really interested in. I would really love to smell. Like I said, I don't know if there's any company that sells Guerlain in SA, but if I do find out they do, this would be one of the first ones that I would go sniff on. Another one I want to mention is Love Don't Be Shy by Killian. Yes, I know. You've seen it all over, but it's pretty much, it's on a lot of people's favorite top this, top that fragrance. I smelled it for the first time this year. Yeah, because I didn't know. Here's the funny thing. I knew of Skins Cosmetics, the company, for couple of years now. I think it launched in 2021. ARC launched, I believe, as well as, I could be wrong, but I think as well as Skins. I think they launched the same year, just months apart, but Skins came first. That's what I remember. And anyway, I never really walked into the store, the point why I was mentioning it. I never walked into the store. I just walked past it. The first time I walked in there, I didn't see any Killian fragrances or perfumes de Mali. Now they carry them. I saw Laura Mercier. That's what I went in there for. So I walked in, smelled a couple, and one of the ones I smelled was Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. I literally went in there knowing, okay, they have some of the most popular fragrance companies online right now, like Perfumes de Mali, Byredo, Killian, Initio, Mason Francis Kurkdjian, as well as Diptyque. They have, I think that's how you pronounce it, and they just recently launched. Wait, Creed? How long has Creed been there? No, Creed has been there. I'm not sure when it came, but it has been there. Creed as well. They just recently launched Amouage, and yeah, I think they're the only ones. Does ARC have it? I went in there like, okay, these are the brands that I'm always seeing online, and memorize the fragrances that the people are mentioning from the brands. So from Killian, the most popular one is like Love Don't Be Shy. Rumor has it that it's Rihanna's signature scent. There are others who are disputing it, and it's just like, okay, I don't know. But what I know about this fragrance is smells so good. Smells so good. It's warm, it's sweet, it's gourmand, it's vanilla. Let me read the notes of it. It has marshmallow, pink pepper, orange blossom, jasmine, caramel, vanilla, and sugar. It smells like the most delicious dessert that you would come across. It's so mouth-watering, like quite literally mouth-watering, and it's warm as well. You smell the warmth of it, which I would enjoy for winter fragrances. It's not like a typical winter fragrance, but just the mention of its notes is like it's cozy. It has an element of coziness to it, but you can also wear it for like the spring, summer as well. Date night, it will definitely be an incredible fragrance as well for that. You definitely smell the marshmallow. It's very marshmallow forward. You smell the vanilla and the caramel as well. It's sweet. You smell a bit of the orange blossom, like especially in the dry down. It's very soft in the dry down. That's what I remember smelling. But it's an incredible fragrance. I wanted to mention another one, but I'll mention it in another video. I think I'll do like a spring summer wish list as well. I just want to keep this one focused on winter since it's already winter. And then another one is by Mancera. I don't think Mancera is an SA as of now. ARC launched Replica by Margiela. What I don't understand, is it Replica by Margiela or is it, I don't understand, like I don't get it. Is their fragrances particularly called Replica by Margiela, or is it like replica like a brand under the Margiela banner that creates fragrances based off of old Margiela fragrances that were made in the older decades versus now? I'm not clear on that. If anybody, please let me know in the comments. They have that, which I hope I'll get to smell. So there's a couple I've been hearing people talk about at the fireplace and so on and so on, which I'm gonna mention. But like, I really am excited to smell it. But this one is Mancera. Mancera also has a lot of popular fragrances. It's also very popular. It's one of the brands that are popular. This one is called Intense Red Tobacco. and the color of it is like this gorgeous red tobacco. It's exactly like the tobacco that I remember smelling, but like it's a little darker. This one, it has notes of, it has vanilla, it has pear, it also has a smoky tobacco. It sounds interesting, it sounds amazing, and I have the way it looks, the notes, it sounds like it's those ones that are like intense, rich. Well, obviously it's in the name, but like intense and rich and dense and very strong and projects. I'd be shocked if it's lighter than what I think it is. It'll be a shock because it looks like it'll be those fragrances that are great for winter because like it's quite intense. It looks like it would be intense. It has the I am intense thing about it. Another one. Oh, this one excites me so much as if I've smelled it, but I've never smelled it. Now, I remember somebody mentioning, I think it was Namalina Robertson. She's also a content creator as well here on YouTube and Instagram and so on. She was talking about how she went to Dubai, right? She went to Dubai, she's like, okay, she wanted to try out some fragrances, especially the ones by Latafa, which is one of the most popular Middle Eastern brands right now online for fragrances. So she's like, she wanted to try them out, see what they're about, what's the range about them, smell them. There was a couple she liked. So she's like, it's really expensive and whatnot. I was like, okay. By that, I expected like it to be like other niche brands, like your Perfume Mr. Marley, your Killian, Creed, with a starting price point of like 6,000 rands. So I thought it was along those price points, but I saw a couple of fragrances. Excuse me, I lost my words there for a minute. Fragrances by Superbalist, right? Superbalist carries Latafa on their website. I didn't expect the prices to be, I didn't expect to find anything like 1,000 rand, under 1,000 rand. I was shocked that that's the price of them. I'm like, okay, I mean, that's not that expensive. I know fragrances that cost over 10k. So, you know, Latafa's camera. Oh. It launched in 2022. It's also a unisex fragrance for women and men. What kind of surprised me? The reason why I'm saying that it surprised me, it has a couple of very sweet notes. Unless the way they did it doesn't necessarily smell the particular maybe kind of sweet that I'm thinking of, because it has notes of dates, vanilla, there's cinnamon there. See what I meant about spicy? As well as praline. Yeah, that's praline. But in essence, anytime I've smelled a vanilla fragrance, it has a level of sweetness to it. So dates are incredibly sweet. Maybe the smell might not necessarily be as sweet as they taste, but we all know like dates are freaking sweet in taste. Praline, super sweet as well. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, ooh. The bottle kind of looks like a whiskey glass, which maybe might suggest something different about the fragrance, but it looks like a whiskey glass. Like I fell in love with this fragrance the moment I read the notes, which is insane because I've never smelled it. I've never smelled it on anyone. And funny enough, I still haven't seen anybody really talk about it, like the detail of it, the performance of it, the experience of it, and how it smells. But I've just seen people like mention it as like a favorite, or wear this when you want to smell, you know, those kind of videos on TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, that's the only time I've ever really seen anything about them. But for it itself, I haven't seen anything. Next one on the list would be YSL Libre. Now, when I first smelled Libre, I think it was the original Libre. It kind of looks frosty, like a bottle. Kind of, yeah, icy, light, just clear. I did not like it. I found it extremely underwhelming, considering how everybody was talking about it. I was just like, whatever, can't be bothered. And then I smelled the dupe for it, the Zara dupe. I think it's called Golden Decade. Yeah, it's called Golden Decade. And I was like, this is good. At first I wasn't sure. I was a bit on the fence, like very both ways. And I was like, I don't like it, I like it, I don't like it, I like it. And then as it went, I was like, actually this sounds really, really good. This is really good. It still carries that very profile that I found that I didn't really like with the first Libre that I smelled. But for some reason, this one, well, Golden Decade, assuming that obviously this one performs the same way, it smells good. It smells really good because I didn't care to smell Golden Decade after I smelled the original Libre because I was just like, no thank you, I'm just gonna move on. But now when I've smelled the dupe, the Zara dupe, I'm like, actually that might be it, which I might as well include that one on my wish list. Another one, My Way by Giorgio Armani. It's a gorgeous floral fragrance, very spring summer forward, but I feel like it'll be an incredible winter floral fragrance. If you want something that's a bit intense but you like floral fragrances, you don't necessarily care too much for this like really woody spicy ones, I think this one would be an incredible one to consider. It smells, oh my gosh, it smells so floral, it smells so gorgeous, it smells so feminine, it smells rich, man. When I think of it, I think of the Chanel tweed. Like we all know nobody does tweed like Chanel. Like it's gorgeous, it's feminine, it's floral, it is just so feminine and beautiful. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Thierry Mugler. No, it's just Mugler now. It's no longer. You know what I realized? When they sell these brands, they automatically cut mostly the names and just keep their surnames. Like Mugler, people who own it, they just cut out the Thierry and kept Mugler, which I also didn't know that Thierry Mugler, the founder, passed away in 2022. I was shocked when I saw the Facebook page was just growing. Like, wait, what? He died? When? He's one of those designers I would have loved to like meet and pick his brain, because like his clothing, yo, I can't afford anything near that. Not even the fragrance. But the day I do, I have to have myself something Mugler. It's my type of style. That's exactly what I love when it comes to clothing. Structured shoulders, cinched waist. What else? Oh, it's so. And what I love also about his clothing, clean, straight line structure. They're just, anyway, Mugler, Alien, right? Gorgeous fragrance. Now, there's one that confuses me. I think it's like Alien Goddess Intense or Alien, and then the other one is Alien something, floral something, and I tried to look for it, but I couldn't find it. But it's the same thing. It's just the flanker of the Alien, but like flankers of the Alien, but they differ to a certain degree. I just forgot what was the differences within the names. The one I loved its opening. I wasn't sure about its dry down. And then the other one, I didn't like the dry down, but the opening just hit. You know, I loved how this one opened, but I hate how this one opened. But now, when I'm smelling the dry down, I'm like, I love the dry down of the one that I didn't like the opening, but I'm not so in love with the dry down of the one that I enjoyed the opening. So I'm like, imagine finding yourself in that kind of dilemma. What would you do? Which one would you pick? Well, obviously I'll pick the one with the good dry down, because then that's what essentially I'm going to smell throughout versus the opening. But yeah, original Alien, everything, okay, everything. Moving on to the next one, Idole by Lancome. It is a citrus fragrance, yes, and it's very also probably like how can I say, very summery. Like obviously citrus is I associate with spring summer, but like I like Idole as well as what's the other one? La Vie et Belle. Oh, the command of La Vie et Belle. Oh, another one for me would also be, I know this list is long, but I am trying. Narciso Rodriguez for her, the original. It's so feminine, it's gorgeous, it's musky, it's floral. I think it has cedar wood as well. Yeah, I think it has cedar wood. It's just such a gorgeous, feminine, frou lala kind of fragrance. And obviously, it's gonna be great even in the spring, summer as well. But I also think it's a fragrance that I wouldn't really mind having for the winter time. I think it would be really, really nice. I find musk cozy and comforting for the winter as well, but I also prefer for musk to be done a certain kind of way, because I don't like the kind of musk that would choke me out. When it's done like that, I'm just like, no, because I almost came to a point where I was just like, you know what, I just hate musk. But I really, there's brands that do musk, and I love the way they do it, and there's the others I'm just like, no thank you, miss me with that one. One I'm gonna mention is Spiced Up by Juice Fragrances. I just recently smelled this one. I got the sample. I ordered a couple of samples from the brand. I was supposed to have posted a video about the brand and the fragrances, but unfortunately I lost the footage, and there was just, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it go, it's not gonna happen, so I let it be. But this one, it's spicy, it's gorgeous, it's sweet, it's vanilla, it's ginger, cinnamon, star anise, it has vanilla as well, honey, it has amber as well. Freaking gorgeous. It is with the vanilla in it, with the spices. If you love spicy fragrances, give this one a try. You might really love it. You might fall in love with it, because and it's also a fragrance that is inspired by Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. See, tobacco vanille. Listen, I'm just really loving these notes. But like it was a great introduction, as I mentioned earlier. It was a great introduction for me into spicy fragrances. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like now converted, but I really am enjoying spices a little more than I did before, especially with this fragrance called Spiced Up by Juice Fragrances. Another one, Replica by Maison Margiela, by the Fireplace. It sounds very interesting. They have a dupe of it that's called no, I mean Zara has the dupe of it. It's called Ebony Wood. I haven't seen it yet. I didn't see it in Zara stores. Their perfume counter is actually smaller than I expected it to be. Disappointing. I thought it would be a little bigger than that, because it's just literally like this big. Well, out of frame, but yeah, it's not as big as I thought that it would be. I didn't see many of their fragrances, especially ones that are popular online for being dupes of a bunch of fragrances. There were a couple, they were there, but like not to the extent that I hoped they would be. So yeah, I think that's it though, because like I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long, so I'm just gonna like leave it at here. Yeah, that's my winter wish list fragrances. I can't wait to smell some of these again. I can't wait to smell some of these for the first time and see what they're about. But so far I have the audacity to put them in a list and say it's fragrances that are on my wish list even though some of them I have no clue what they smell like. But yeah, I hope I will be able to soon enough. I mean, the way ARC is moving, as well as Skins, in terms of bringing companies to SA, they listen, it might just only be a matter of time. It might just be only a matter of time. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave me a comment below. Excuse me, my nostrils are a little stuffy. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if you have any of these fragrances on your wish list. What's your favorite? If you have any of these fragrances in your arsenal, like which ones are you loving? Which ones did you not like? Yeah, things like that. And share with me your favorite winter fragrances. Hope I'll get to see them down here. So yeah, please subscribe as well. Please consider subscribing to my channel. Click the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload any more videos. There's plenty more to come. This is not going to be the only video. I'll leave my socials on the screen so you can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok as well. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.